I moved to Oak Ridge Grove for the quiet. After years of city life, I wanted space, trees, and neighbors who waved instead of scowled. The house wasn't flashy, just a clean, ranch-style home with a wraparound porch and a sloped gravel driveway. But it was mine. I worked hard for it. I paid in full, kept to myself, and made sure to stay on top of every utility and county regulation. There was no official HOA here, which had been a selling point. I asked the realtor 3 separate times. No HOA, guaranteed. She said. I made sure to get that in writing. That's why it floored me when a woman in business heels and a tight gray bun showed up on my doorstep, holding a clipboard with my name on it. Mr. Palmer? She asked. I'm Tracy Vaughn, president of the Oak Ridge Grove Community Standards Association. I'm here about several violations. I blinked. I'm sorry. The what? She didn't smile. We've received multiple complaints. Your grass is 2 inches over the standard. You have an unauthorized vehicle in your driveway. And the porch light you installed is not association approved. I stared at her like she'd just told me the squirrels were unionizing. There's no HOA in this neighborhood. Her expression didn't waver. Sir, we're a legacy HOA. The paperwork is being formalized now with the county. In the meantime, compliance is expected. That's how it started. Letters started showing up weekly, each one bolder than the last. Fines for invisible violations. Warnings taped to my garage like eviction notices. She even sent a notice of lien threat pending unresolved infractions. I knew something was off. The letterhead had a typo in it, Comunity instead of community, and when I called the number listed, it went straight to a voicemail that sounded like it was recorded in a basement. But Tracy didn't stop. She began walking the block with a tablet, photographing my lawn and snapping pictures through my window when she thought I wasn't looking. One afternoon, I caught her on my property, measuring my flower bed with a yellow tape measure. You can't be here, I said. You're trespassing. She narrowed her eyes and clicked her pen. You agreed to covenant terms when you bought this property. No, I didn't. I shot back. There's no covenant. No HOA. I checked. You'll find otherwise very soon, she said, marching off like she owned the soil under her feet. I felt like I was being gaslit by a woman in pastel blouses. I went to the county clerk's office. They confirmed it. There was no HOA legally registered under Oak Ridge Grove. Not past, not present, not pending. I got it in writing. The next morning, I pinned the document to my front door with a bright red thumbtack. 2 days later, my mailbox was ripped out of the ground. Then came the escalation. My trash cans vanished. My water meter was tampered with. One night, I came home to find a red sticker slapped across my front door, reading code violation, unsafe dwelling. I called the number on the sticker and was told by the city they'd never issued it. It was fake. That night, I didn't sleep. I watched my security cams. At 3:14 a.m., Tracy, wearing gloves and a hoodie, crept onto my porch and took photos of my front entrance. She placed another notice in my mailbox. I had her on video. I saved every clip, every document, every voicemail. But something told me to wait, to build my case. It all came to a head when I received a certified letter demanding I appear before the Oak Ridge Grove Compliance Tribunal, an unofficial meeting being held at the local park's gazebo. Of all places. The letter stated I was being charged with willful nonconformity, and the punishment was either forced mediation or eviction by civil action. I almost laughed. Almost. Instead, I called my lawyer. When I arrived at the gazebo, Tracy was sitting in the center like she was the queen of HOA, flanked by two men in polos who refused to give their last names. She motioned to a folding chair across from them. Mr. Palmer, thank you for attending. We hope to resolve this quickly. Oh, I'm sure you do, I said, sliding a thick envelope across the table. What's this one of them asked? Documentation? I replied. Of your fraud, your trespassing, your forged code notices, and your attempt to extort me on public property. Tracy's jaw twitched. You can't intimidate us with paperwork. I smirked. That paperwork includes a letter from the county clerk stating your HOA doesn't legally exist. It also includes security footage, tampering evidence, and a cease and desist letter from my attorney. She stood up abruptly. You think you can ignore community standards and hide behind lawyers? I stood too. No. I think I can stop you from harassing homeowners with your fake board and clipboard cosplay. People nearby started watching. One guy started recording on his phone, and then perfect timing. The county sheriff's cruiser rolled up. I had filed an official report earlier that week. The deputy stepped out and walked directly toward us. Are you Tracy Vaughn? She tried to play innocent. I'm acting in a volunteer capacity for the neighborhood. You've been served, he said, handing her a legal summons. Fraudulent misrepresentation, harassment, and unlawful entry. You'll need to come with us. Her face turned sheet white. You don't understand, ma'am. He interrupted. Step away from the table. As she was escorted to the cruiser, I turned to the small crowd forming. Just so we're clear, I said, holding up the county letter. There is no HOA here. Never was. If anyone tells you otherwise, send them my way. I walked away to a round of quiet claps. In the weeks that followed, news of Tracy's scam spread through the county. Turns out, she'd tried to pull the same act in 3 other neighborhoods. Claimed to be president of non-existent HOAs. Bullied people into compliance fees and pocketed every cent. She was facing charges now, real ones. Mail fraud, impersonation, vandalism. As for me, I replaced my mailbox with a reinforced steel post, repainted the porch, and every time I walked down my gravel drive, I passed the spot where she once tried to measure my flower beds like she owned the land. No one's harassed me since. I guess word gets around when you stand your ground and have the receipts to back it up.